Hello friends, welcome to Insight Learners. So in this video we shall discuss the coding questions that was asked in Tech Mahindra. So we shall quickly see the coding question that was asked on April 2, that is today. So the question is calculate the total tax. So this was the coding question which was asked today itself. So write a program to calculate the total bill tax amount for a list of billing amounts which is passed as an array of long integers up to the amount 1000 and there is no tax applicable. Subsequently, a flat tax of 10% is applicable for the remaining amount as per the tax rate. So you need to write a program to calculate the total bill. So amount for the billing amounts. So note is that all the calculations and the results should be integer based. So here you are going to declare it as integer and you are expected to write the code into the calc total tax function. So here they have clearly mentioned you're going to write a function. So in Tech Mahindra coding question, you're going to just write the function. No need to write the entire code. You're going to just write the function and execute the code with the test case. So the first point is you're going to write the code you're going to write it in the calc tax function only. So you're going to first mention the function that is, so first we are going to write a simple C program and we shall quickly see to write the function itself, because you're going to write only the function in the exam. So hash include, so we are going to write you can write in any language, it can be C, C++, Java or Python or whichever program you wish. I am going to write it in C program. So that is first we shall write. So you're going to include the calc total tax function, that to int. So int followed by the calc as well as the total tax, calc total tax. So then after that only which will receive the first parameter as the number of items in the array and second parameter as the array itself. The first parameters of both are integer and the first is the number of items. So we shall consider it as an input 1, comma, the second thing is the second parameter as an array itself. So it is also integer and which takes an array, so we shall take it as input 2 of. So this was the same function that was asked. So this was the same function with the two inputs, input 1 and input 2 of, that is the array. It was given in Tech Mahindra coding question that was asked today itself, that is on April 2. So then we have written the function that is calc total tax and which takes the two parameters. The first parameter is an int input 1 and the second parameter is an array itself. And you are not required to take the input from the console. You should not take the input from the console. The input is already given. So example, first you need to calculate the total task, that is total tax for a list of 5 billing amount. So here n is the number of items, so there are 5 items, so 1 2 3 4 as well as 5, and these are the array. So this is an array of integers, that is 1000 2000 3000. These are the billing amounts and you are going to find the total tax for this. So output is 1000. So how the explanation is given, the first parameter of 5 is the size of an array, or you can say number of items, and the next it's an billing amount for the first amount. So there will be 0 tax, and for the next amount it will be 10% off, that is 2000 minus 1000 is, so 2000 minus 1000 it will be 1000, and so on. So here first thing is that the first you're going to start with this and initially it will be 0. So initially the first amount is 1000 and for this the tax is 0. So how to find that? Then after that you need to calculate the tax for the next amount. The tax for next amount, first find the difference of that. It should be 2000 minus 1000, so which is equal to, so 2000 minus 1000 is nothing but 1000. Then it will be, you will be having a 10% on the second tax, so into 10%, so into 10% you can say 0.1, and then so on. And then after that what you're going to calculate, so the first, for the first amount the tax is 0, plus for the second amount, okay, for second amount that is 2000 minus 1000 into 0.1, that is 10% of 2000 minus 1000 is nothing but 100. so plus 100. So similarly next one is 3000 minus 2000 is, so 3000 minus 1000. So it will be again, so 2000 into 10% of that will be 300. Similarly 4000 minus 1000 will be 3000, or 10% of 3000 will be 300. Similarly 4000, so you're going to sum all the tax and the answer for that is 1000. So this is how you're going to display the 1000. That is, the first amount is 1000. You're going to difference it with the second, then third with the first, fourth with the first, fifth with the first, and then for first item the tax is 0, and for second amount you're going to find it will be 10%. They have mentioned the 10%, so for this you're going to write the function. So how to write the function is that first initially tax is 0. For first amount tax is 0, so into tax equal to 0. So once that is done, the next one is the second thing is that you're going to start with the first, second, third, fourth. So for that you're going to include a for loop. So for that you're going to include the for loop. So for int I is equal to, so initially you're going to start with 0. So for int I is equal to 0 and I should be less than the number of integers or number of items, that is input 1. So that is for int I is 0, I should be less than input 1 and I plus plus. So after that what you're going to do, you're going to start with first, then after that second, third, fourth. So next one is tax is equal to, so what will be the tax? So tax is equal to tax plus, so what is the tax equal to tax plus? That is, you're going to, it should be in the integer range. Then after that what you're going to do is, the first thing is the array of I. So array of I, that is the array of 0th element is nothing but that is 1000. Then after that it should be subtracted with 1000. So first element, that is 1000 minus 1000, it will be 0, so the first will be 0. 0 plus, so then again after that again you are going to increment I, so I becomes 1. So whether 1 is less than input 1, it will check. If condition is true, so array of 1 it will be, so it is the array of first element, it will be 2000. So 2000 minus 1000, then after that they have told 10%, so 2000 minus 1000 is nothing but 1000. Then after that into 10%, you can say that is nothing but 0.1. So 0.1. Then after that this will calculate the tax for all the 5 items. Then again I is incremented, I becomes 2. So again array of 2. What is the array of 2? Array of 2 is nothing but 3000 minus 1000 will be 2000 into 0.1, it will be 200. So similarly 100 plus 0 plus 100 plus 200 plus 300 plus 400, it will return 1000. So finally you are going to return the tax. So finally the tax is returned. So this is the code for the question. So in fact the question is lengthy, but just whenever there is a code, just look for the input as well as output and the explanation. Based on that you're going to write the code. So then it will be easy, and then you're going to just write the function. So this is the same coding question. It was asked in the Tech Mahindra, that was asked today itself, that is on April 2, and this was the same question asked. So the questions may be repeated and watch carefully till the end. So then we shall see the second coding question. So these are also the important coding questions that are repeatedly asked in Tech Mahindra. So the next question is that write a program to return the difference between the largest and the smallest numbers from an array of positive integers. So here you are going to return the difference between the largest and the smallest numbers from an array of positive integers. So first thing is, you are expected to write the code in the function, that is find largest small difference. So that is, you are going to write it in the find largest, that is find large small difference. So you are going to use that function to write the code, that is find large small. So find large small difference. So that too it should be integer. So therefore int. So int, then after that find large small difference. So find large small difference, and with which will receive the first parameter as the number of items in the array and the second parameter as the array itself. So here the first parameter as the array. So the first parameter, it is taken as an array. So it is taken as an array, and the second parameter as an array itself. So number of items in the array as well as then you are not required to take the input from the console. So you are not required to take the input from the console. They have clearly mentioned that you should not take the input from the console. So the first thing is it will take a two parameter. One is the number of items, and the second thing is the array. So int array of comma second. The next one is the integer. So the number of items, that is int n. So next step is what you're going to do is find the difference between the largest and the smallest from a list of 5 numbers. So again, the 5 is the number of items, and this is an array, and from this you're going to find the difference between the largest and the smallest from a list of 5 numbers. So the first parameter 5 is the size of array, and the next is the array of integers. So difference between the largest, so out of this largest is 14 and the smallest is 7. So 14 minus 7 is 7. So the answer is 7. So for that you're going to write the code. So you're going to just return the maximum as well as the minimum. So we have considered array of. So first thing is that what you're going to do is, so this is simple code. You can either, so you can include the for loop. So you can include the for loop. So for this you can include the for loops, that is for int I is equal to 0 and I should be less than. So for int I is equal to 0 and I should be less than n and I plus plus. So then after that what you are supposed to do is you are going to find. So you are going to trace each code and you are going to find whether it is the maximum or minimum. So then first thing is you are going to do is that first you are going to check for 10, then 11, 7, 12 as well as 14 like you did here. So array of I, like how you did here. So here you are going to find the max of. So that is max of. So max of array of I minus min of array of I. Max of array of I, then minus minimum of array of I. So going to find the maximum, that is array of I. Initially array of 0 is 10. So whether it is 10. So then after that minus minimum of array of I. So it will check for the minimum value, it is 7. Here maximum will be 14. So 14 minus 7 will be 7. Then after that what you are going to do is you are going to directly return the. So this we are going to store it in result. So suppose say int result. So suppose int result is equal to maximum of array of I. So out of this array, which is the maximum value 14. So 14 minus minimum of. So you can also convert it into integer, downcast it to integer. Then after that you are going to return the. So you are supposed to return the result. So you are supposed to return the result, and this will return the result. So here 14 minus 7, then it will return the 7 as the output. Similarly, we shall see the third coding question. Write a program to return the difference between the sum of odd and even numbers from an array of positive integers. So again here there is a array of integers and n is the number of items, and then we have an array of integers. So here what you are going to do is that you are going to find the difference between the sum of odd. You are going to traverse the entire array and find the odd numbers and even numbers, and then you are going to find the difference between the. You are going to sum up the even numbers separately and sum up the odd numbers separately. Then find the difference of that. Sum of odd numbers minus sum of even numbers, which will give you the result as minus 18. See here, first thing is you will be tracing here. Initially 10 is an even number, so here 10 plus 12 plus 14 you are going to do, that is 36, and then 11, that is 11 plus 7 is 18. 18 minus 36, it's a minus 18. So for this you are going to write the code. So then first thing is we shall read the function. So you are expected to write the code in the find odd even difference. So you are going to consider the that is int find odd even difference. So int odd even difference. So odd even difference, and then which will take the parameter number of items in the array, and second thing is an array itself. So number of items int n comma, then array itself is nothing but int array of. So then after that, next thing is that similarly you are going to initially you need odd as well as even. So initially you need odd as well as even. So here initially you are going to consider result should be 0. So initially consider int result is equal to 0. Then you can assign the result equal to int of max array. So here also you are going to consider the what you need is odd and even. So int odd is equal to 0, comma even is equal to 0. Odd is 0, even is also 0. Then you need to traverse the entire array. So for that consider for loop. So for int I is equal to 0, then I should be less than n followed by I plus plus. Then after that what you are going to do is you need to first find which are the odd numbers and even numbers. So for that what you are going to do is if array of I, if it is divided, that is if the remainder is 2, that is if array of I mod 2, if the remainder is 0, then you can say it's an even. So if it is equal to 0, whenever you divide an even number you get a remainder as 0, and if you divide it by 2, if you get remainder 1, then you can say it's an odd. So if array of I mod 2, if it is equal to 0, so what you are going to do is you are going to add the even. So even plus equal to, that is array of I, or you can say even is equal to even plus array of I. And next thing is that if it is not case, so if it is not even, then what you are going to do, if it is an odd, then what it will be odd plus equal to array of I. So then after that what you are supposed to do is you are going to find, you need to return the difference between the odd and even. So directly return odd minus even. So odd minus even. So this will give you the output for that code. So initially it will check with I is equal to 0, array of I is nothing but array of 0 is nothing but 10, whether 10 mod 2 is equal to 0, condition is true. So even equal to even plus array of I. So it is, so this is nothing but even is equal to even plus array of I. So this is, I wrote it in shortened assignment. So even is 0. So 0 plus array of I is nothing but, that is 0 plus 10 is nothing but 0. Sorry, 0 plus 10 is nothing but 10. And the next thing is you will have 10. So next one is again you're going to increment I becomes 1. So what about array of 1, that is 11 mod 2 is equal to 0, condition is false. Then after that we have odd. So odd is again 0 plus 11, it will be 11. Similarly next thing is I becomes 3. 7 mod 2 is not equal to 0. So again it will be 7 plus 11. Here you are going to add the 7 plus 11. It will be 18. Similarly for even also, then whatever sum you get, or that will be, that is sum of odd numbers, that is 18 minus 36, you will get the value as minus 18. So it returns odd minus even. So then we shall see the one more question. Find the total feet. So given an array of integers that represents the measurements in inches, you need to write a program to calculate the total measurements in the feet. So ignore the measurements that are less than a feet, that is 10. If it is less than the measurements, you are going to ignore it. So here you are supposed to write a code. So you're going to expected to write a code in find total feet. So they have mentioned you're going to write it in find total feet. So again it should be int followed by, that is find total feet. So find total feet. So find total feet. Then after that you're going to receive first parameter as number of items and the second as an array. So same, the first parameter is the number of items int n comma, then the next one is an array itself. So that is int array of. The next thing is that find the total number of measurements. So initially we have 5. So this is an array of integers. So first is the size of array and next is an array of measurements in inches. So the total feet is 5, which is calculated as shown below. So first thing is 18 1, 11 0, 27 is 2, 12 is 1, then 14 1. So you need to, so this is the measurements and you're going to find the total number of feet is 5, which is calculated as like such. So for this you are going to write the code for this. So the first thing is 18. So 18, 11, 27, 12 as well as the next one is the 14. So how you are going to write? So you need to find the feet. So initially consider feet equal to 0. So int feet is equal to 0. Then after that you need to traverse the entire array. So for int I is equal to 0. Then after that I is less than n and I plus plus. So once that is done, what you're going to do is the feet. So feet is equal to feet plus what you are supposed to do is array of IU. So array of I divided by 12. So array of I divided by 12. So initially array of I that is 0. So 18 by 12. So 18 by 12. Then after that what you're going to do, feet is equal to feet. So feet is 0 plus, so 18 by 12. So here you're going to find it in inches. So 18 by 12, so you will get some decimal value. So then again after that again I is incremented, so I becomes 1. So it is array of 1, that is it will be 11. So again 11 by 12. So again next thing is again you are going to increment I, so I becomes 3. So that is the sum value. With this you are going to add the decimal value, and upon simplification, so when you add all the 5 value, so here you will get, see, 1 plus 2, it is 3 plus 4 plus 5. So array of that is 10 by 12. So similarly 18 by, so here initially 18 by 12. So 0 plus 18 by 12. So you can say you're going to round the value, and which will be 1. So here 11 by 12. So 11 by 12 means it will be 0, because you cannot divide small number by large number, it is 0. 27 by 2, so 27 by 2, so you will get some decimal value, nearest value will be 2. Similarly you're going to add all the values which will give you the result as 5, and finally you're going to return the feet. So finally you're going to return the feet. So this is the code for this. So we shall see the last code, that is find the maximum difference. So first thing is you're going to write a program to find the maximum difference between the two adjacent numbers. So they have mentioned you're going to find the difference between the two adjacent numbers in an array of positive integers. So here also you are expected to write the code in the find max difference. So again write the code in the function, that is int find, that is the max difference. So int find max difference of, so it will take a two parameters again, first as the number of items and the second thing as the, which will take an array. So int n comma, so int n comma, then after that int array of. So then after that what you are supposed to do is that, and the second is the array. You are not required to take input from console. So example is that find the maximum difference between the adjacent items of a list of 5 numbers. So this is a number of items and this is an array, and the output is 4. Explanation is, first parameter is the size of array and the next is an array of integers. So the difference between the integers, that is 11 and 7, is 4, which is the maximum compared to any other adjacent numbers in the list as follows. How, see, first thing is 10 minus 11. You are going to do 10 minus 11, you will get minus 1. 11 minus 7, you will get 4. 7 minus 12, you will get minus 5. And 12 minus 14, you get minus 2. So out of this, which is the adjacent, you can say adjacent number, you can say the 4, that is 11 minus 7 equal to 4 is the adjacent number. So for that you are going to write the function. So that is initially what you are going to set is int maximum equal to, you should not get the minus value. So if it is a positive number, you can say that is the adjacent number. So minus value is that, since it is taking a 5 parameters, you are going to consider the largest value to be, so this is the largest you are going to consider. So int maximum equal to this, so that whatever negative value you get, you will consider it as not an adjacent number. So if you get a positive number, you can say it is an adjacent number, and you are going to return that value. So int max equal to minus, you are going to write the 9. And next thing is consider the for loop, that is for int I is equal to 0, and then I should be less than n minus 1 and I plus plus. So I should be less than n minus 1 and I plus plus. So because n is, so what is the value of, so int n, So here the n is 5, so you're going to consider 5 minus 1 because you will do 12 minus 14, and again you cannot do 14 minus some value because there is no other value. So n minus 1 I plus plus, then after that include the condition, that is if array of I that is starting from 0th index minus then array of I plus 1. So array of I plus 1, that is next element. So array of I is 0th element minus the next element, that is array of I plus 1, if it is greater than the maximum. So if it is greater than maximum is if it is greater than the negative value, means if you have a positive number then you are going to find the max. So that is max is equal to array of I. So maximum, what will be the maximum? So array of I minus array of I plus 1. So you did like here. If here you can say 11 minus 7. So here you can say that is array of 11 minus 7 is 4. It is greater than this max value. So you are going to find the maximum equal to array of I minus array of I plus 1. So once we have done everything, then after that what you are going to do is you are going to return the maximum value. So return max. So this is the code for this question. So in this video we have discussed around 5 coding questions that are repeatedly asked in Tech Mahindra. So this is the first coding question. This was repeatedly asked and this was asked today itself, that is on April 2. The same question was asked. So watch the video till the end and do practice this, and you're going to just write the function in the code, that's it. And you're going to match the test case. So there will be only 15 minutes and you're going to write the code you're going to write it fast. So thank you friends for watching, and do subscribe our channel for more updates.